We are live, ladies and gentlemen. We got a big video for you guys today. On this live, we got some important information to talk about. Once you guys get into the room, let us know where you are at and where you are from. Greatly appreciate everybody coming to the live. As usual, we just dropped in here today because we got some important information. Once we start getting people into the room, we'll get it cracking, ladies and gentlemen. We are going to be live on Facebook and on Instagram. Once everybody starts coming into the room, let us know in the comments section. Here we go. We got some people coming in. Let us know where you're coming from as soon as you get into the room, ladies and gentlemen. We got a really big, important topic to talk about today. Very important topic to talk about. What's up, Dennis? Good to see you. Good to see you. Let me know where you're at, where you're from, ladies and gentlemen. There we go. New York. We are live now. Are we live? Yes, we are live from North Carolina. That's where I'm from. That's where I live at, but I'm from Los Angeles, California. You got Virginia in the house, Northern Wisconsin, Kansas City, Florida, Minnesota, the ATL. Can we call it Hotlanta? Can we call it Hotlanta? I want to say that. That was a thing in the 90s, okay? So we got California, Los Angeles. That's my stomping ground where I grew up at, California. Dennis, Snellville, Georgia. What up, Sid? Indiana, Illinois, Michigan. We got East Chicago. East Chicago, yeah. Connecticut, Madison, Wisconsin. Houston, Colorado, Florida, Philadelphia. That's crazy. Can they do that? Yeah, they can do that. We're going to talk about it. We're going to cover it. We got a really big story going on tonight. Dez, we got Dez in the room. Sonoa, Georgia. Floyd, Houston. Fort Worth, Texas. Yo, shout out to YouTube. Y'all are showing up today, man. Facebook is lacking over there. They only got a few walking in the door. Once you get into the room, let us know where you're at, where you're from, ladies and gentlemen. Fort Worth, Texas. Philly, Florida, Madison, Wisconsin. So we got a really big video today, ladies and gentlemen. I'm going to break it down for everybody out here. East Chicago, Indiana. East Chicago, Indiana. So you're in two places? I'm confused. Guyton, Georgia. Or is it Guyton? Is it Guyton? Guyton, Georgia? Okay. I hate that I just chopped that up. Beverly Hills, California. There we go. Love California. I need to go back. I think this might be the year that I may not go to California except for one time this year. I usually go like 3 or 4. Hamptons, New York. 850 Joe, what up? So yeah, ladies and gentlemen, we got a really big video today. Really big live. We got to talk about something. We got a really big problem here. As you may know, student loans will garnish your paycheck on May 5th. Here's how to stop it. You can, in fact, stop it. It will literally, I'm telling you right now, if you're dealing with this. But let's talk about this, ladies and gentlemen. Yo, this is crazy. It has been 4 years since the pause happened with these student loans. Let's let that sink in for a second. It's literally been 4 years. Oh, listen, I love you too, Leandra. If I come to Cali, I'll let everybody know if I'm going to be in that area. I should definitely talk about where I'm at, so maybe we could do like some meet and greets and stuff like that, possibly. All right. So yeah, it's been 4 years, ladies and gentlemen. We're gonna have a lot of haters that are gonna come into the comments. Okay. So we're gonna cover all this information because I want everyone to be prepared. Listen, a lot of things have happened in the last 4 years. Let's be honest with each other. COVID happened. But at the end of the day, it's been 4.5 years now since this has all been going on with student loans. But yeah, hit that like and subscribe button. As soon as you get into that room, hit that like button. Hit that like button so we get more people in the room, ladies and gentlemen. Double tap and subscribe. There you go, Rome Dog. What's up, Rome Dog? Hey, Carl, best move you ever did right there is paid mine off. Thank goodness. Y'all had 4.5 years interest-free. That's the crazier part, okay? That's the crazier part. It was interest free for 4 years if you were able to pay them off. You were given a huge opportunity. Now, some people went through it. Let's be honest, everybody. Not everybody out there is irresponsible. Some people chose to go on vacations, staycations with that extra money. Some other people lost their jobs. A lot of people still are having a hard time recovering from COVID. Some people lost their jobs, got jobs and lost those, got another job and lost that one. I'm just being honest, okay? Everybody doesn't want to talk about that, okay? He said, clip it. I'll clip that out, Rum Dog. Listen, Chase had we're gonna put Chase's comment up here right here, okay? Jokes on them. Can't garnish what don't exist. Hey, listen, I guess he figured it out before we did. I can't be mad at it, okay? So here's the thing. Defaulted student loans. Let's put it up on the screen right here, ladies and gentlemen. Involuntary collection of defaulted student loans to resume. Education Department says payments were mostly paused during President Donald Trump's first term in 2020 as a response to the COVID pandemic. San Diego in the room. As the COVID pandemic happened, everybody had about 4 years to get back on track. But again, I don't want this to be a negative like boo hoo hoo for them. No, that's not what we're here for. We're not going to blame anybody. We're not going to do any of that. We're going to come with solutions. We're not going to say that, you know, the government has to bail everybody out. That's not what we're here to say. What we're here to say is let's figure out a way to get everybody back on track, because this is very, very scary. This is not a joke. They're coming for your paychecks, your tax refunds, and your Social Security checks. You heard me right. Social Security checks. Social Security checks were supposed to be off the limits for any type of garnishment, but apparently this administration is trying to go after that also. So I want to be very, very clear on that. Everything is open game. DisputeBeast does attack late payments on student loans, and we will talk about that also. Crypto Vision, okay? So everyone stick around. I'm going to break this all down as much as I possibly can to make it easily digestible for everybody, okay? So now it's important to understand, this is a great point right here. Look at this. I'm going to put this up on the screen because this is vital. Yeah, Trump won and my company laid off 400 people off because he paused federal funding on the projects we were working on. Gainfully employed under Biden, unemployed under Trump. This is something that's not talked about enough, that people are still getting laid off, ladies and gentlemen. Let's be honest. And we're sitting here, it's like people want to bully these people that have student loans. They say, oh, it's your stupid fault. It's not their fault, man. A lot of people didn't understand what student loans were. My son is 18 years old, and they tried so many different ways to get to my son to get him to sign up for student loans. They sneakily try to get him to fill out all these applications, but guess what they can't do? They can't do it without a parent's signature when they're under 18. Once they're past 18, they can get you. But they tried so many different ways to get him to apply for a student loan. And he came to me one day. I was like, son, I sat him down in my office, and said, listen, you can go do whatever you want to in life, but we are not going to get student loans. I'm not going to allow you to be put in debt. If you figure out what you want to do, I will support you wholeheartedly, and you tell me what you need, and I got your back. But do not sign any of those documents, because they're going to tell you, oh, well, yeah, this is a grant, but the rest of them are loans. Or we're going to give you a grant that's $10,000, but the rest of the $60,000 is 100% financed by you. And when you get out, you got to pay it. Okay. So it's very important to understand this has been the biggest scam in American history to get people into student loans. So it's not the fault of Americans that they didn't understand. There's no 17 or 18-year-old that understands what they're signing for. They tried to do this to my son 4 different times until I told him, I was like, listen, the next time I tell you something, give my phone number, tell him we can sit down and talk about it. And he said, yeah, I don't think they want to do that, Dad. Yeah, exactly. So understand, these were very predatory loans. Okay. And they do it to everybody. That's the crazier part. These kids don't know what they want to do at 17 and 18 years old. So then you get to college and you're stuck in some degree that you may not even need. And now you're in debt to the government for the rest of your life. Okay, so we should be helping each other as Americans to figure this out. But again, like I said, not everybody was responsible. And there's also other people that were irresponsible and people that circumstances in life happen. As our buddy over here, Chase, said, you know, like you got laid off. I mean, what are these people supposed to do? So I got solutions for everyone. If your student loan is in default, I got your back. I'm going to break it all down step by step. And then at the end, I'm going to open up the floor for anybody that has any questions. I'm going to answer as many of these questions about anything you got. Finances, credit repair, debt collectors, student loans. I got you. I'm going to handle that, ladies and gentlemen, okay? So understand, if your student loans are defaulted, means that it says collection or charge off. The government can take up to 15% of your paycheck after taxes. This isn't before taxes. This is after they take out taxes, your health insurance, your dental insurance, your investments. They're going to take another 15% out of that. If you have defaulted and you do not take action, a lot of people are talking about this, but nobody's telling anybody how to fix it. That's the crazy part. I'm here to tell you right now, okay? Anybody can do this and it costs you $0. Anybody can get their student loans at a default and it'll cost you $0. Okay? So now, first thing to understand, there's a couple of options we have here. Let's say, for instance, okay? Y'all, he interrupted me. This guy got me with this good question. What about the bank bailout? Where's our money for that? He's not lying. Abiding heaven is not lying, okay? That's what I'm talking about. So, okay, so this another valid point here. The biggest problem has been it's been tied up in courts for 2 years, leaving people blinded on what was happening. The communication hasn't been the best. Absolutely, you're right. You're right. And you know, just so everyone knows, I'm not a Democrat and I'm not a Republican. I'm an independent because I'm Latino and I can't support either party because I know what they've done to my people. Okay, so I want to be really clear on that. But I want to be really clear on too. Biden did a poor job of this. His administration could have had better communication with everybody and said, listen, we need to unpause everything so everybody doesn't fall into this trap, this financial trap of being in default. Because what they did is they did this intentionally so they could start collecting on the money. They could have said, hey, we're going to give you 4 months or 3 months or 6 months. Let's get everybody back on track. Let's send out notices to everybody. Instead, they're like, everyone who's default is going to get hit on May 5th. Yo, that's not, they didn't even give everybody like a 30-day notice. Okay? But again, solutions. Now, option number one, consolidation, ladies and gentlemen. Option number one is consolidation, okay? So I found your channel in the last few weeks in the shorts. In a short time, I follow you. It has revolutionized. I'm appreciative of the way you have helped me grow financially. Keep up the great work. Hey, thanks, Rodney Frederick. Let's put that up there. I greatly appreciate you, Rodney. Greatly appreciate you, okay? So I missed a comment here. Someone acting a fool out here. Someone acting a fool. Where you at? I'm gonna find you. Someone said something you shouldn't have said. Oh, yeah, okay. So this guy's gonna get blocked just because. Ban user and delete their comments. There you go. You've been banned, my homie. So you can't come back in here. We don't want negativity here, okay, ladies and gentlemen. We're trying to help everybody. This is what's wrong with Americans, is we don't want to help each other. Imagine, and let's just I'm gonna throw this hypothetical before I break this down. If every American were to give $1, it could help pay people's student loans off. If Americans just chipped in and did it for each other, just keeping it real. If there's someone like me can give $5, $10, $100, and all these people just keep chipping in, you can pay off all these student loans in no time without the help of the government. And the money will go directly to consumers, to the people that need it for their student loans, and help other Americans thrive. You know what I'm saying? It's just that simple. But we don't think like that. We just think about negativity, unfortunately. So, all right, consolidation is the first biggest one, ladies and gentlemen. Consolidation. Now, you can go to studentaid.gov. The moment I went there, you can see right there it says, if you're over 360 days delinquent, your loans may be in default. Log in to see if you have loans in default. Okay. Catherine, I'm going to cover that. Okay. I'm going to cover that, Catherine. So Again, the online income-driven repayment IDR and loan consolidation applications are available. Stay up to date on court actions affecting IDR plans. Now, I want to be honest with you guys. A lot of people aren't talking about this part, but the Trump administration is trying to get rid of income-driven repayment programs because they don't make any money off of them, okay? So I want to be really clear on that. The Trump administration is trying to fight IDR plans and eliminate them. So if he eliminates them, everyone would literally, their loans would go right back into repayment stages. It's stuck in courts right now. And pay attention to the website. Stay up to date what's going on if you have an income-driven repayment program with your student loans, okay? All right. So, consolidation, ladies and gentlemen. Consolidation is the first move, okay? All right, so if your student loans are in default, you can get onto what's called a rehabilitation program, ladies and gentlemen, okay? Imelda, I'm going to talk about that, okay? I'm going to cover everything. If you have no income, if you have income, all of that, I'm going to cover all of that for everyone. So everybody knows this is going to help everybody. This is going to be the most powerful live I've ever done for student loans, okay? Because I'm going to give you so much sauce. So again, you need to contact Federal Student Aid. So it's studentaid.gov. This exact website looks like this. Do not pay anybody to do this. You could do it on your own for free, ladies and gentlemen. Okay? Everyone can do this for free on their own. So rehabilitation means that you get on some type of rehabilitation program and start making payments. But wait, okay? You can apply for income-driven repayment program with rehabilitation. So let's say, for instance, you have no income. Then you will qualify for a $0 payment. And once you are in rehabilitation, you have to make 6 to 9 consecutive payments on time to get your student loans at a default. You only get one chance to do this. If you do this, you have to stick to it, because if not, you're basically screwed, okay? So you get one chance to do the rehabilitation program and get on an income-driven repayment program. Now understand, this is in the court systems, but you can still apply for it and get it back on track. Once you make 6 to 9 consecutive on-time payments, you are going to be given a new loan. Now, when you get on this program, you tell them, can you please remove the defaulted loans off of my credit report once I complete the repayments, the scheduled payments, sorry, okay? So understand that. So again, you tell the person you're talking to on the phone, can you please make sure that you delete the old defaulted accounts off my credit report and then put new ones on my credit report? You have to say this, because these people are just going through a script and a lot of them skip over it. And then what will happen is, once you get into your new student loan, because they will create a brand new student loan for you, the negative one will still be on your credit report. If you just communicate to them, please delete it from my credit report, they will do it for you, okay? So be aware of that. So again, you can get into the rehabilitation program and request to do an IDR, income-driven repayment program, okay? So you can get onto an income-driven repayment program, the IDR. If you have children and you don't have great income, this will help you. If you're just someone that doesn't have great income, this can help you. If you don't have any income, this can help you, because on an income-driven repayment program, it's based on your income, your household, and your children, if you have any. So let's say, for instance, you make money, but you don't make enough money, then the IDR will deem you as a zero payment. And then every year you just have to recertify yourself to show how much you're making so they can adjust it or not adjust it. And then your payment is $0, okay? So you have to understand that. y'all are tripping in these comments, okay? So remember, this is how you get them out of default, okay? is you go into a rehabilitation program, make 6 to 9 on-time payments on an income-driven repayment program that is $0 based on your income and your household size. So if you have children, okay? Now understand, there are other situations that you can do. But you only get one chance to do rehabilitation, understand that. Now let's say, for instance, you got a bunch of student loans that are not defaulted, but you got some late payments on them, okay? Let's say you got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and each one of them got a late payment here, late payment there, late payment there. Now what you can do is you can consolidate your student loans into one loan, okay? Take all of those loans and consolidate them in, and you could do it with studentaid.gov for 100% free. Now, when you call and talk to them, say you want to consolidate all your loans, you're going to tell them, listen, can you please help me remove all these bad loans? Make sure that you please delete them from my credit report, and then we're going to consolidate them all into one loan. And they say, yes, of course, we're going to do that. I just want to make sure that you're going to do that. Please delete them from my credit report. And then they will consolidate everything onto one loan, and then all that negative juju is gone. Now, understand something, everybody. I want to be really clear. When you do rehabilitation or you do consolidation, if they delete those student loans, it's potentially going to hurt your credit score because there's positive payment history attached to that. A lot of people don't understand that, but I'm going to give you full clarity. Your score will rebound over time, okay? But understand that it's going to have a negative impact if these student loans have been open for years and they have positive payments. Because even when the payments were paused, you were being counted as a positive on-time payment. If they take those off, you're ripping away all that positive payment history. Okay, so this is really, really important for everyone to understand that, yes, we want to get them off the credit report, but understand it may have some type of negative impact. Because understand that positive payment history makes up 35% of your credit score. But again, we're getting ourselves back on track. That's all that matters, okay? You treat your student loans like you treat the plug that supplies you, with respect. Facts. Listen, I understand that everyone's going through stuff, but we've literally had 4.5 years to get ourselves back on track. We got to have accountability here, of course, but at the same time, we got to have accountability for what's going on in the economy. Okay, people are losing their jobs. Okay, so yeah, so hold on one second. Now, this is a great question here. So we're going to put this up right here. This is a good question right here. What if my loans were taken off my credit report in 2020? This is the part that I'm concerned about. I don't have an answer for it. If the student loans were canceled, did you receive a letter stating that they were forgiven? Because I'm concerned that they might try to reverse it and make people pay for these. I don't know if they will, but because of what's going on, I don't trust anybody at this point. So I'm just being honest with everybody. I'm not trying to fearmonger, but we don't know if these loans will come back. Okay, let's be really clear on that. If they were canceled and forgiven, and you got notice that they were forgiven, people are stating that they're seeing their student loans back on their credit reports. That's what we have seen all over social media. We've been tracking the story because in the last, I would say, 90 to 120 days, so last 3 to 5 months, we've been seeing people commenting about this and making content on TikTok and other social media outlets talking about their student loans reappeared on their credit reports. And it's not a lot of people, but it's enough to matter. So we don't know what's going to happen if they're going to bring them back. So were yours forgiven, or were they just removed from your credit report? Okay, because those are two totally different things. We need to clarify that. Okay. This is a great point here. We're going to put this up on the screen right here. Chester Lester. That's so funny. Chester Lester. Let the people know that are paying attention to pay attention to the payment schedule. Make sure that your payments aren't divided between interest and principal. Okay. This is very important. He's 100% right. Okay. Because some of them, okay, I don't know how it happened, but the payment is going straight to interest and not principal. You don't want the payment to be divided. You want it to go straight to the payment, okay? Whoever the student aid servicer is, I'm not sure, okay? Whoever your servicer is, everyone's servicer is different, okay? So from what I've seen, there's like NailNet, there's all these other ones. I can't remember the names off the top of my head right now, but there's a lot of different servicers. But if it's a student loan, all of it goes through studentaid.gov, okay? Doesn't matter who the servicer is, unless your student loans are private. This doesn't apply to you if they're private. You've already been paying on them. You're already on a payment schedule. But if it's through studentaid.gov, then all of those student loans will go directly through that portal. You should have an account. If you don't have an account, make sure to go to studentaid.gov and talk to somebody and have them reset your account so you can reset your password and all that to get access, okay? So any student loans that were in forbearance also could potentially come alive. I don't know if they're going to try to pull them out. So it's another great question right here. Will this apply to those in forbearance? I don't know 100% because there's no clarity that's been given. They're just out here trying to destroy people's lives by saying, yo, on May 5th, everyone's paying. Like, what? And then they give us no clarity on anything else, okay? So we're all trying to figure this out as we go along, but I really want to give everyone direction. Pay attention, log into your studentaid.gov account and see if this applies to you, okay? Because they may send you a notice in there or they may send you a notice in the mail. Also, update your addresses, all of your information in studentaid.gov so you never miss an update, okay? All right, here we go. This is a good one. No, never got forgiveness letter in 2020, only removed from report now, February 24th, 2025. Loan now appears on report, 71 hit to report. So points went down. So yeah, so get yourself on a rehabilitation program if they have defaulted. If your student loans have defaulted, you can pull them out of default and they cannot garnish your wages. But you need to get on an income-driven repayment program or a SAVE program. Now, the SAVE program is for higher earning people. So they try to lower it as much as they possibly can. But again, it's not going to be a low payment. An income-driven repayment program is the best option for anyone out there that has a family or not a lot of income, or you just want to see if you can get a better payment structure, okay? Income-driven repayment program. But understand, this is stuck in court because the Trump administration wants to eradicate it. They want everyone to start paying on this because they want everyday Americans to suffer while billionaires continue to get the largest tax cuts in American history. That's for another video, though. So yeah, let's see where we go. So remember, go to studentaid.gov. Make sure if you forgot your password, have them reset it for you. Create your account, reset your password to get in there and see what's going on with your student loans, and then get on an income-driven repayment program, okay? See right here, it says right here, apply for an income-driven repayment plan, okay? Find your student loan servicer. You can find all of them in here. Apply for a direct consolidation loan. So a direct consolidation loan is going to apply for people that have a bunch of late payments and they're not in 100% collections yet. So you can consolidate all of your loans. Let's say you have like 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I've seen people have up to like 15, which is crazy. And then you ask them to consolidate all of them, but you need to tell them, please delete these from my credit report immediately. As soon as we do this, I need you to delete them from my credit report, please. You have to say that verbally because some of these people will not do it. If they do not do it, they will consolidate all your loans onto one, close those accounts, and they will stay on your credit report. You don't want that. If there's any late payments or any issues with them, you want them to remove them. And then you only have your consolidated loans onto one loan over here, right here. So all of these, take them off the credit report and keep one loan on your credit report. Your one student loan, it's all consolidated into one payment, okay? And that will help you get out of default. Again, they can garnish your wages up to 15% after taxes. So that means after they take out your taxes, your Social Security, your insurance payments, your 401k, they're going to take 15% of your take home. They can also come after your tax refunds. They can also put garnishments on your Social Security up to 15% per month. Okay, so I want everyone to understand that. This is very, very serious. So let's see. So again, now let's say, for instance, you have an issue where they didn't take them off for whatever reason, you don't qualify for something, so now they're still on your credit reports. You can dispute them. You can dispute them using Dispute Beast, the most advanced AI credit repair software ever created. Now, Dispute Beast is AI technology that literally, once you sign up, you just pull your credit reports, you create your Beast credit monitoring account, you link that up with your Beast account, click the button, it's going to find all the negative items that are hurting your credit. It's going to create your custom letters. Then you can print them or mail them out, or you can use the service where it will mail them for you. Okay, all of this is done inside of Dispute Beast. Now, I want to give a special shout out to all my Beasters out there that are using Dispute Beast, but specifically, I want to give a shout out to Hazam. Hazam's credit score went up 211 points after just 2 rounds with Dispute Beast. And let's not forget about Angel. Angel's credit score went up 331 points after just 2 rounds with Dispute Beast. But, you know, people are like, oh, that's just, you know, 2 people. Okay, I got another one. Don't worry. Richard. Let me go and take this off screen. I can't see Richard's score over here. So Richard's credit score went up 371 points after just 1 round with Dispute Beast. Now you're like, oh my God, that's 3 people. It's not really impressive. You're right. It's not impressive. So that's why I brought up a bunch of his other homies. So Nancy's credit score went up 39 points. Brian's credit score went up 85 points after 2 rounds. Wendy's credit score went up 2 points. Now, Wendy's credit score went down 25 points. Not sure why. That's not from disputing. That's either from the item being marked in dispute by the credit reporting agencies or some type of changes that happened on the credit report. Now, 62 points up for Tina after just 1 round. 25 points up for Tammy after 2 rounds. Talisa's credit score went up 35 points after just 2 rounds. Frederick's credit score went up 46 points after 1 round. Do you guys see what I'm doing here? See what I'm saying? See what I'm doing? So here we go. This is everybody over here, okay? So Shane's credit score went up 118 points after just 2 rounds. Alfie's credit score went up 105 points after 2 rounds. Now, Dispute Beast is going to be pinned in the video description. Anybody on Facebook that needs to use Dispute Beast, you can also find it. If you comment Beast, it will actually send it to you on Facebook. But for anybody else, I'm dropping it in the comments right now. That's the link for Dispute Beast. And Dispute Beast comes with a 110% money back guarantee. It's the only software that stands on business. If it doesn't fix your credit, guess what? We will pay you 110% of your money back. It's that simple. Okay, ladies and gentlemen. I appreciate you, Orlando. So Orlando says, Limitless Culture rocks. You have gems all day, every day. Sign up, people. Listen, I appreciate that, Orlando. So yeah, so you can use Dispute Beast to attack any late payments on student loans if they're in default. If they've gone to collections, Dispute Beast will find them, attack them, and the goal is to delete them from the credit reports. Or, okay, this is another one. Let's say, for instance, you have a bunch of late payments from your student loans, but the rest of your student loans are fine. Dispute Beast will try to get them to reverse the late payments to be to on time paid as agreed. Okay. So remember this. When you have late payments, you want them to be reversed to on time paid as agreed instead of just being just for them to delete them. Now, if Dispute Beast can't delete it, if Dispute Beast can't reverse it to on time paid as agreed, it will try to delete them. Okay. So it tries to use either or. It will try to delete the late payment or update it to on time paid as agreed. Because if you can get it to update to on time paid as agreed, you will get some points back. Because it's like you're adding positive payments back. You're removing the late and you're adding positive. That's going to have a positive impact on your credit score. I hope that makes sense for everyone. Beaster here. What up? What up, my Beasters out there? My score went up 58 points in Experian, TransUnion 45 points, and Equifax robbed me with only 12 points. Hey, but listen, heard it from Cliff over here. His credit score went up. You know, that's tremendous. I mean, he literally went up over 100 points. So this part I don't know. You're gonna have to look up Gregory King. Go to the CFPB's website and look for student loans that have been discredited. Okay. Go to student loans that have been discredited on the CFPB website. Now you have to file for this, so reach out to studentaid.gov. Go to studentaid.gov. It looks like this, studentaid.gov. I'll put the link in the comments for anybody. So give me 1 second here. Try to come as prepared as I possibly could. Because again, we're here to help as many people as we possibly can here. Because everyone needs all this help. You're welcome, Michael Burns. So student loans are those that are backed by the government. Any student loans that came directly from the student loan servicers, okay? You can go to the studentaid.gov site to find your student loan servicer. Now, if you have privatized loans, this does not apply for you. Private loans do not apply for this, what's going on with student loans right now, okay? So I want to be really clear on that. But on May 5th is when they're going to attempt to start garnishing paychecks. So I want everyone to take advantage of all this free information I'm giving you to get yourself back on track, ladies and gentlemen, okay? All right. Christine, you don't have to do anything. Just keep pushing, send out the next round. That's all that matters. Mike, probably triple streaming, boss. I'm trying to over here. I want everybody to really understand what to do with their student loans, because this is serious, man. People can wake up and like part of their paycheck may be gone. That's crazy. They're actually gonna contact your HR department before they contact you. And that's how people are going to find out, unfortunately. We don't want that. We want to help as many people as we possibly can. Okay? So it's very, very important. Let's see. There was another question here I saw. Where are we at? Oh, my God. So, yeah. So also understand something. The credit repair process is not an overnight process. I want to be really clear on that. Dispute Beast gives you a huge advantage as opposed to working with some bootleg credit repair company that's using template letters. I'm just keeping it real with you, okay? I've been in the industry for, this year is going to be 14 years. In November is 14 years. This is why we put the brains of 4 people together with 4 different credit repair companies with 4 different companies' results using the same software. And then we took that software, we amped it up, and then we attached AI to it, making it the most powerful AI credit repair software ever created. It gives consumers advantage at a lower cost, but understand this, there's nothing easy about credit repair. Anybody that says that, they're full of it. They're lying. They're just trying to mislead you to get you to sign up for their overpriced template letters. So that's the harsh truth about it over there. So there we go. This is a great one. Congratulations, Gregory. I did it already, approved. I did it already. Sorry, I said it. I did it. Was already approved. Just waiting for my loan servicer to be notified. That's great. Okay, that's great. So everyone has to take those steps because you do not want to wake up. A lot of people still haven't got their tax refunds, so some people may not get them. They may be intentionally slowing down tax refunds because they want to see if there's anybody out there they can get those tax refunds from. So if you're waiting for your tax refund and you haven't received it, there could be because the IRS is getting slowly. Do I want to say dismantled? Because I mean they're saying they want to get rid of the IRS, but what's going to happen with those tax refunds? They're slowing them down because May 5th they want to get that money. So if you haven't got your actual tax return yet, and you owe some money or they're in default, this could be an easy way for them to get them. So again, okay. Say what? Hold on. What does it say? This news about the garnishment could result in losing your job. Some jobs require you have good credit. Yeah, this is a fact. Leandra, this is so true. See, this is where people need to understand. This goes above the levels that regular politicians don't understand. This is where politicians know nothing about credit. Okay? Because if their student loans are already in default, and then now they're gonna be garnished. Some of these employers require you to have good credit. If you don't have good credit, you can't work for them. So if someone defaults on their student loans, because let's say, for instance, someone was in forbearance and they pull everybody out of forbearance, and at least people don't know it because they were in forbearance. Let's say you weren't scheduled to come out of forbearance until, let's say 2026, okay? And then you come out of forbearance because they decided to, and then now all of a sudden your loans are in default. It destroys your credit score. So there's so many things that are happening that a lot of people don't understand with these student loans. It's not just about people don't want to pay. It's not what this is about. A lot of people are still struggling in America, man. A lot of people are still struggling in America. I'm going to say something. Once you get your student loans on default, out of default, you need to get yourself back on track and track everything that's going on with your credit reports. Now, what do I mean by that? Now, any changes that happen to your credit reports, a lot of people use Credit Karma, which is very inaccurate. All they're trying to do is sell you crappy credit cards. You need to monitor your credit and your personal information. Let's say, for instance, hypothetically, your information is leaked out there. You won't find out until the news lets you know, or until you get a letter in the mail from Verizon like I did, okay? Now, for 4 years now, I've been using something to protect my identity, my information, my wife's information, and my 3 kids. When the data breach happened, I was notified, I think it was like a month before. No, it wasn't a month. It was like a week or two. It was like a week or two before the data breach actually showed up on the news. And I was like, okay, cool. So Aura is who I use, and Aura protected me, let me know, and my reports were already frozen. They said, there's nothing for you to do. If you've already frozen your reports, you are perfectly fine. But understand, we found your information leaked on the web by this company, yada, 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 yada. It told me within 5 minutes of it happening. And it took weeks, okay, for this to break the news. It was like a week or 2 weeks. It took almost 2 weeks for it to break the news. I had no idea that it was like a massive data breach, that every single American social security number, their date of birth, their full name was out there. I had no clue until I saw the story. I was like, yo, before the Verizon data breach happened, they let me know. Before the AT&T data breach happened, Aura let me know. So Aura is 100% free for 14 days, okay? So if anybody wants to try out Aura, it's free for 14 days. Protect your information and understand how serious this is, because we live in an age where we have all of our information on our phones, and the problem is it's everywhere now. So your information could be easily leaked. There was a leak at Chick-fil-A. Chick-fil-A leaked people's information. Chick-fil-A, okay? And nobody talked about that. But with Aura, they will protect you 24/7. They will also stop any data brokers from selling your information. You ever wondered why you get so many notifications in email about credit cards, crappy credit cards, you get offers for personal loans to consolidate debt? Because your information is being sold by these data brokers. Aura immediately opted me out within a less than 24-hour period of like 14 data brokers that had my information and were selling it. Now I don't get any offers in the mail. I don't get any offers in email. Like, I'm like, yo, this is crazy. This really actually is effective and it works. Someone tried to steal my son's information. We locked his information up immediately. Now, he doesn't have a credit report, but we locked up his personal information, and they stopped it. Aura stopped it in its tracks for my 11-year-old son. It's crazy. Yes. So Aura is normally about, I think it's like 11 or 12 bucks a month for just a person, and then it's like $30 a month or 34 bucks a month for the full family plan. I think it's like with tax and everything, it's like $35 for the full family plan per month. So link is going to be in the video description and in the comment section. I drop it in there for anybody that needs Aura. It's a 14-day free trial. Now, should I attach my student loan forgiveness letter to my credit report, especially if it's the main source of my credit history? No. Those little they call them consumer statements. Don't fill them out. They actually hurt your credit score. I know that sounds crazy, but you do not want to ever state anything on your credit reports. You want to dispute it if it comes down to it. But no, don't attach anything. Don't fill out those consumer comments section. Consumer, what is it called? Consumer something. It's been a while since I went into my credit report. Consumer statement. That's what it's called. Consumer statement. Okay. So no, don't put that into your consumer statement. So yeah, anybody else has any questions about credit, anything like that? Okay. Drop it in the comment section. We got about 15 minutes left of this live. Okay. And also you can freeze your credit reports through Aura. And also another huge thing, I almost forgot about this, is whenever you're traveling, you're using your phone and they give you free Wi-Fi, don't just go on the free Wi-Fi, because they can steal all your information from your phone, all of your banking information, your credit cards, your banks, like all of your logins for all your accounts. They can get it from your phone through free Wi-Fi. I use a VPN that goes through Aura. Aura's VPN is absolutely amazing. It protects your information. And if your kids are using tablets, put Aura on their tablet and have the VPN on there also. I travel in planes, hotels, never ever use their free Wi-Fi. And if you don't have a VPN, do not log into free Wi-Fi if you have bank apps on your phone or credit card apps. You should not be on that free Wi-Fi because you're opening yourself up to so much danger. Okay. I want everyone to know that because a lot of people never talk about that for some reason. But your information is very valuable out there. Once they get a hold of that information, they can get loans. And people are like, I got bad credit, doesn't matter. You think people with bad credit can't get bad credit cards, bad loans, bad auto loans? Yes, they can. It's crazy. Okay. Bro, okay, so 5 weeks is not a lot of time to fix your credit, bro. Okay, let's keep it 100. Okay, I'm moving in 5 weeks and I need to clean my TransUnion. What should I do? I need to get a 600 credit score. What should I do? I have late payments, etc. My credit is low, 500. All right, movers for you, Atlanta. All right, so question here: do you have any positive credit? Do you have any credit cards, any loans that are being paid on time? All right, drop it in the comment section. Let me know. We're gonna do a free little analysis here based on what our guy tells us. Okay, freeze your credit reports, ladies and gentlemen. If you're not using your credit, freeze your credit reports. Hey, thank you, Chester Lester. Appreciate you too. Oh yeah, Aura is way better than Experian, Leandra. Way better than Experian, because Aura will track all of your credit reports. Also, any changes to your credit reports. Any of your information being leaked on the dark web, any information in the data brokers. You can also hook up your bank accounts and your credit cards to Aura. That's up to you if you feel comfortable with it. I do it. They've been tracking all my stuff. So if something is weird or some type of transaction, it's not normal, Aura will catch it and send me a notice. Every time a credit card gets swiped, Aura will let me know your credit card was used at so-and-so store. It's crazy. I love it because I think it's very important because I have a lot of credit cards, okay? Yes, you can freeze your credit reports while you are working on your credit, okay? Yes, you can freeze your credit reports while you're working on your credit. So now, movers for you, Atlanta. If you have credit cards, pay down your credit cards all the way down to as close to 0 to 1% if you possibly can, okay? This will help squeeze out any points that you possibly can, and I'll explain to you why right here. I'm going to bring proof. We don't just talk about it. We actually bring proof. So here you go right here. Utilization makes up 30% of your credit score. So if you can actively work to lower your credit card balances that are reporting, not how much of your credit card that you use, but how much of your credit card that is reporting, pay those balances down, and that can help bring some of your score up also, okay? That's part number one. Now, part number 2, do you have any installment loans on your credit report, movers, for you, Atlanta? Do you have any installment loans? That means it could be a secured loan, a personal loan, an auto loan payment, a mortgage. Do you have anything like that on your credit report? Let me know in the comments. You're right. This stuff should be taught in grade school, but they don't. Does anybody know why they don't teach you this in school? You know why? No, because if they teach you this in school, you'll never get a student loan. That's why they won't teach it to you. Yeah, crazy, right? If they don't teach you this in school, you'll continue to not understand finances, and you'll be in debt for the rest of your life. So they don't want to teach you how to manage your money and manage your credit cards and how to raise your credit score, because then they'll never get you paying interest on anything. Okay, that's pretty crazy when you think about it, right? All right, where are you at, my guy? Or I'm not sure if it's a guy or girl. Movers for you, Atlanta. Do you have any installment loans on your credit report? Okay. Hey, Sarah Fox. I appreciate you, sister. Let's put her up right here. She says, I super need to fix my credit score this year. I'm stoked I found your live just now. Hey, listen, awesome. Thank you, Sarah. If you're a YouTuber, reach out to me. You know what I'm saying? I love this right here. I love this effing guy. He knows this. Listen to him go. Yeah. Listen, man. Heard it from Cliff, loyal watcher, man. I appreciate you guys. I actually know my stuff, man. You know, I don't just sit here and make videos. I live it, eat it, sleep it, and breathe credit. It drives my family crazy because this is what I talk about. My son is 18 years old, and he has a 770 credit score. My nephew is 19 years old, and he has like a 760, okay, 768 or something like that credit score. They learned it from their dad and their uncle. You know what I mean? I help thousands of people do this every day for free. So this isn't something that I really do know what I'm doing, which is like everyone thinks is crazy. You know, I enjoy the fruits of my labor. These are 2 stacks of my credit cards. I got more over here. I got more in my wallet, but I'm a responsible borrower. Don't carry debt. Once a great wallet gets away from me. I'm working on this crazy project that I can't tell you guys about, but it's going to come to fruition probably, I would say, sometime next month. I'm going to make a video about it, about something crazy I did, because I wanted to bring data points. This is something that I do. Like all of these credit cards right here, I use them for data points to bring you real information. A lot of these people, they just talk about, you know, getting credit cards and traveling. Like I want to really show you how to use them, what credit card companies do, how they react to you, who are the best, how they treat you. All of that matters. I'm not just going to promote a credit card because it's like the coolest card to have, like, or because, you know, I'm going to get a sign up bonus from you sign up. Like, no, we want to talk about things that are going to help people every day. That's the difference about what I do. You have a good night, Sarah Fox. Appreciate you. So yeah, so I appreciate everyone that's been following me for such a long time. This is really awesome. Okay, so yeah, so you do have an installment loan. All right. So here's a great way. Here's a great way that you can also increase your credit score. So let's say, for instance, where you're living at right now. Now, movers, let's put it up right here. Movers for you, Atlanta. Are you renting from somebody right now? And how do you pay them? Please tell me in the chat, and I'll give you a really great response right now. You know, working hard to teach these kids, man. My youngest son is 11 and my youngest daughter is 5, and they're already understanding what credit cards are. It's really funny. I've got some crazy stories. I've lived a very, very great life, and I'm very fortunate. All my hard work, you know, that's all I've done, ladies and gentlemen. As you see, like I post videos all the time. This is what I do. All right. So, okay. So your rent gets paid through a bank account. All right. Out the ceramic cup. Yes. Yes. So, all right. This is a great one for anybody that doesn't know. Let me go find this real quick. Give me 1 second, guys. I have to go get a screenshot of this so I can put it up here for you guys, because this is a really good tool that a lot of people do not use to boost their credit score. Okay. Let me see. I got it right here, I think. Yeah, here we go. So, all right. Here we go, ladies and gentlemen. I'm going to get a screenshot here, and then I'm going to talk about this to help everybody increase your credit score. This is an easy way that you can increase your credit score, okay? If you currently are renting, ladies and gentlemen, put a thumbs up emoji in the chat if you are renting right now, okay? Put a thumbs up emoji in the chat if you are a renter. All right, ladies and gentlemen, that means that you pay someone for rent. There's nothing wrong with that, okay? So let's be really clear on that. There's a lot of renters out there. Put up a thumbs up emoji in the chat if you are renting from somebody right now. And we're going to talk about it if you are renting, okay? Let me see. We got some thumbs up in the chat right here. So now I'm going to show you guys something that anybody can use. It's the lowest cost. And this is great. This is called Boom Report, ladies and gentlemen. Yeah, rent sucks. Okay, but listen, I'll be honest with everybody. I'm going to tell you a little secret. I'm not a fan of owning a home, okay? A home is very expensive. And you are in charge of all the maintenance. I would be a renter all day long, probably live in a nice, sky rise where I got my own butler. Someone brings my car up to the valet every day. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's what I would prefer. But if you are a renter, Boom Report, ladies and gentlemen, Boom Report. For you specifically, movers for you, Atlanta, okay? You can report your rent. Now, if you've been there for, let's say, a previous 12 months or all the way up to 24 months, so that means you've been living there for more than 24 months. You've already paid more than 24 months of on-time payments, or even if they're not on time, that doesn't matter, okay? It doesn't count late payments. Remember, Boom Report does not count late payments, ladies and gentlemen, okay? Now, with Boom Report, it will rent your upcoming payments, okay? So let's say if you sign up for the regular one, I think it's like $3 a month, which is the cheapest one out there, and it will report your rent moving forward. I'm dropping it in the comment section. So your payments moving forward, it will report those for $3 or $4 at the most a month. Okay. Now, if you want to report your previous payments, it will report up to 24 months of previous payment history. Okay. And this is really big for you, movers Atlanta. If you've been living there for more than a year, 24 months, it will report all of those on-time payments for a one-time fee of $25, I believe it is. Okay. So that's the easiest thing, okay? Boom Report can help you raise your credit score. On average, I think it's like, hold on, pull it up real quick. So Boom users see their credit score increase on an average 28 points in the first 2 weeks. Okay, ladies and gentlemen? It's a really big one here. It's going to report to all 3 credit reporting agencies for $3 a month, and it's a $25 one-time payment to report your previous payments, okay? Now, Boom will not report you late. If you're ever late for your rent, it will not report your late payments. There's no hard credit check. There's no soft credit check, okay? It's just going to look for those payments to report those for you, okay? Let's see. I think that's pretty much it right there for Boom Report. So that can help you increase your credit score, okay? If someone stole your identity, you need to file an identity theft report, Tony, with the FTC. So let's put this up. Let's help Tony right here, because this is pretty serious right here. If someone stole his identity, if someone stole your identity, you need to go to the FTC website and file an identity theft report. You need to go to your local police department, okay? And you need to file a police report and list all of the accounts that were included in the identity theft, okay? And then you need to submit both of the reports. So the police report from your local police department, and then the FTC report, you submit that to the credit reporting agencies. And then once you submit that, you also want to submit it to the CFPB, okay? So I hope you got that. Did you get that, Tony? You can also pause this and rewind this once the live is over and come back to it. Anybody that's had identity theft, okay? Chester Lester. Yeah, I was just about to say it, Chester Lester. Love it. And to the IRS also, okay? Submit all of these things to the IRS. Because if something happened and that person like went and worked in your name and got a 1099 or something, like, yeah, you want to know, okay? Also, if you have Navy Federal, they will report your payments. Also, what are you talking about, Red Jacket? Let's put Red Jacket up here. What are you talking about? Also, if you have Navy Federal, they will report your payments too. So Navy Federal reports all of your credit payments. Is that what you're talking about? Not sure what you're talking about there. Does anybody want us to do a recap real quick on the student loans? Habitat for Humanity is awesome, everybody, ladies and gentlemen. Absolutely amazing. Charlotte, North Carolina in the house. There you go. I see you, Manuel. And listen, I want to say something too, everybody. You know, everyone wants to determine your success based on whether you own a house or not. That's just bull. That's just trash. You don't have to own a house to be successful. Actually, a lot of successful people don't want a house because we understand. They're like, yo, I think this is a scam. I don't want this house. Like every time something goes wrong, I just keep kicking out money. I'm going to make a video and tally up all the money that I've spent. And I've been in my home now for 11 years, 12 years now, something like that. Ask a business credit question right now. Yes, ask away. And then I'll do a recap on student loans, Beverly. I'm gonna answer this question about business credit, and then I'm going to get into the recap for student loans, okay? So this is your chance, ladies and gentlemen. Found out recently, report your utilities phone is going to with Bloom Plus. Okay, so I found out recently Navy Federal will report your utilities phone service with Bloom Plus. Okay, so now Red Jacket, we need to be clear. Who does it report to? Okay, let us know, please. All right, who does it report to? That's very important. I might just let me go write this down. Hold on. I'll go investigate also because I'm actually with Navy Federal, but I'm not gonna lie, I don't use as many of their benefits as I should, but I've been with Navy Federal for a long time. Okay, so let me write this down on my notepad here. Okay, so let us know who they report with, and then I'll go also find out. And I'm assuming it's only available for only Navy Federal members, correct? So I'll find out this week what's the deal with that. Oh, TransUnion. Okay. All right. So here's something to understand. This is the part that none of these companies tell you. Okay. The reason why I like Boom Report is because there's not currently a category. Now it's actually supposed to change this year. Okay. This year it's supposed to change where there's supposed to be a category for your rent. There's never been a category for rent or utilities. It is listed as other. Now, other doesn't affect your credit score, and it should. But the problem with that is it doesn't have a proper reporting system. So they usually put it in some other category that isn't effective to the credit score. So it's kind of like artificially inflating the score based on how they report it. And then when a lender pulls your credit score, they're not counting that onto your credit score. I hope that makes sense to everybody, but it's very confusing to a lot of people out there. And that's why I'm trying to make sure that you understand that. But I'm going to dig a little bit more and find out about that. Okay. Even if it just reports to TransUnion, that's helpful. But at the same time, we need all three. Okay. Beverly, appreciate that. All right. So let's do a quick recap. Okay. On student loans. So student loans, if you are in default, okay. If you are in default with student loans, on student loans, on May 5th, they are going to start to involuntary collect defaulted student loans. Okay. So that means they can garnish your wages. They can garnish your tax returns. They can take your whole tax return. There's not a limit on that. They can garnish your Social Security up to 15% per month. Okay, that's what they're trying to go after. Because apparently they think that they're gonna make the government rich by charging Americans for these student loans. We're already in a hole. Okay, and the government's spending more than they're supposed to be right now. Just so everybody knows, we're above the budget. So student loans, you need to get them out of default. If your student loans are in default, you can go to studentaid.gov, okay? And you need to get on a rehabilitation program before that date. Before May 5th, you need to get your student loans at a default. Default means they're in collections. They say that they're charged off, okay? Okay. Gregory King, it depends on who is requesting those financial reports. Yes, you can do them that way if you want to. They're not going to know. Sometimes they want it to come from an accountant, or they want to see what software it came from, but it shouldn't really matter. A financial report is just a financial report. That's all it is. Yeah, you can use that. Okay. So if your student loans are in default, get on a rehabilitation program to get them out of default. Okay. Getting them out of default, you have to get on an income-driven repayment program or a SAVE program. You have to make 6 to 9 on-time consecutive payments in order for them to come out of default. Now, if you get on an income-driven repayment program, the income-driven repayment program is going to account your income in your household based on the size of your home, how much money you make, and how many kids you have. So if you have children and you don't have a lot of money, this is going to be great for you. If you're someone that doesn't make a lot of money, an income-driven repayment program is great for you also. Okay? Anybody can get on this program. The Trump administration is trying to get rid of this program because the government's not making money off their loans. Because once you get on an income-driven repayment program, your payment could be possibly $0. Every time you make a payment of $0, it counts towards your student loan. Okay? So this is why they want to get rid of it. It's a way that the government created this a long time so people can get out of their student loans without paying. I know that sounds crazy, but it works. If you were to do like a certain amount of like this, like 10 years of as a public servant, and your student payments were $0, once you do those 10 years as a teacher or a public servant in your state, then your student loans are forgiven. This is why they're trying to get rid of them, because they're not making any money off of them. Okay. So for all the people out there, let me put me up on the screen. For all the people out there that they think that all these people are ripping off the government, well, guess what? It's been happening for decades. Decades, people have not been paying on their student loans and getting them forgiven. When they're doctors, when they're teachers, firemen, police officers, all of those people are getting their student loans forgiven. Yes, that's why they worked 10 to 15 years in that service, so they earned it. So taxpayers aren't paying for it. The person who's actually working towards that is actually paying towards it because they're putting themselves towards that public service. Okay? So understand that for all the people that are out there being negative about people getting their student loans forgiven, it's been happening for decades. Y'all are out here angry at your fellow Americans when you should be trying to help each other. So it's been happening. Student loan forgiveness has been going on for decades. Y'all playing your own selves, okay? So let's put this back on the screen. I just want to say that because people are just so ignorant that they don't understand. They want to argue about dumb stuff. So we get on our rehabilitation program, okay? Make your 6 to 9 consecutive on-time payments. You tell the servicer on the phone, please delete the delinquent student loans off my credit report when you make my new loan. Because once you've completed those payments, they will create a new loan, and then they'll delete those from your credit report. They're gone, and the new loan will appear, and you'll start fresh. Now, if you're someone that has a bunch of student loans that just have late payments, they haven't defaulted yet, you can dispute those, or you can ask to have your loan consolidated. So let's say you have 3 loans, 2 loans. As long as you have more than one, you can consolidate a loan onto one loan. So let's say, for instance, you got 5 student loans that have multiple late payments all over them. Set up an appointment with studentaid.gov, get somebody on the phone to consolidate this. This is 100% free. You don't have to pay anybody. You go to studentaid.gov And then you'll consolidate all of those loans into one loan. And then you tell them to remove those accounts, those student loans that have late payments off your credit report. And then you only have the one loan all nice and fresh, and you just start all over. You're not in default. You don't have any late payments, and you're good to go. Okay? Those are the easy ways that you can, in fact, get yourself on track without having to cost you a dime. Okay? Don't pay anybody to do this for you when you can do it for 100% free. Now, let's say, for instance, if there's issues with your student loans and you did all that, but somebody effed it up and they didn't delete them, you're going to have a really big problem. This is why I say, when you do it, talk to them on the phone and tell them to delete it from your credit report immediately. Because if they don't delete it, it's going to hurt your credit. You're still going to have negative items on your credit report. Then you're going to have to dispute it to get it off. Unless you get someone on the phone, you're going to have to hunt them down every single day, okay, until you get someone, a supervisor, to delete them from your credit report. Because that's the procedure that the loan servicers are supposed to follow once they consolidate or you get into a rehabilitation program. Now, understand, the income-driven repayment program is in the court systems right now. So as you see right here, the online income-driven repayment plan and loan consolidation applications are available. Stay up to date on court actions affecting IDR plans. Okay? So please log into your accounts. Pay attention to it. Log into this at a minimum of once a week to see if there are any changes going on. Okay? Because if the case turns good, turns bad, whatever may happen, you want to know how you need to move. As I find out, I will track the information and I will come on live and I will tell everybody what's going on. But you, as an adult, have to check these items all the time. Okay? You don't want to fall for this trap. We cannot trust the government. We cannot be reliant on the government. Listen, I'm going to tell you guys something right now. Okay? I grew up in the hood. I grew up in East LA. I was a welfare baby. Okay? I learned something at a young age. You can't rely on the government. You can't trust the government. You cannot ask the government for help because they don't care about you. You'll just be brushed off as something else. I spent my whole life working to better myself and to not be reliant on anybody, to be self-sufficient. Us as Americans, we got to do the best that we possibly can and not count on the government for anything. We got to do the work ourselves, pull ourselves out of the mud and into the better life that we really want. It's just that simple. We cannot be relying on these people. Again, I came from that. I remember that as a little kid. I came from the food stamps that you had to like rip off. Okay? People got food stamp cards now. I had to go with my little food stamps to go get milk to the store. I remember that. I stood in government lines for cheese and bread and powdered milk. I did not have a silver spoon. Everything you see around me, I earned and I worked hard for because I didn't want to be a government baby. I didn't want to rely off the government. I saw it my whole life. So we have to be relying on ourselves and say, yo, enough is enough. It's time for me to live my life. I cannot live like this anymore. Okay? Listen, I love that word, politics. That's exactly what it is. It's politics. They divide us to conquer us. When in reality, they're not helping us with nothing. They're going to keep digging out of our pockets for taxes while they keep spending the money as they see fit. All this waste and fraud, the deficit has not even been affected. All these people got laid off because of politics. They don't have any jobs. All these people are going to get paid unemployment out of our pockets, taxpayers' pockets. Let that sink in. So everybody's like, yeah, they don't do anything anyways, fire them. Like, whoa, why are we saying that about our fellow Americans? That's not American. So think about that. All these people are being laid off are going to get unemployment. That's what happens when you get laid off. You get unemployment. So now we're going to keep paying for them while the government keeps doing whatever they want with the money. Stop being reliant on the government. The government's not here to help us. They're here to tax us. The government's not our homie. All these politicians are not our homies. It's all politics. That's all it is. Okay? So understand that, ladies and gentlemen. We have to strap ourselves up and get out there. I have created a recession-proof life. Yo, they can have a recession. I'm gonna be like, yo, what recession? We in a recession? What? Who's in a recession? Recession-proof your life. I'm going to talk about more about money on my channel, so make sure you subscribe, like, and share this to your friends. Because I'm going to teach you everything that I know so you can have a recession-proof life. Okay? I go out to eat whenever I want. I do whatever I want. I travel whenever I want. I'm not relying on the government. I enjoy all this life because I'm responsible. I'm financially sound. I have a beautiful family. I go to work every day. I work for you guys. I help you guys every day. I show up every day, give you guys free information. Okay? So, again, let's not play victims anymore. Let's get out there and grind and work hard. Okay? We don't need to be divided, hurting each other. We need to be helping each other. That's what we need to be doing. So these student loans are really going to affect people, and I want everyone to really like get yourselves back on track. This is a wake-up call. We can't rely on these people. We just can't. This is it was the biggest scam during the pandemic. First, we had to deal with Trump in office, then we had to deal with Biden, and now Trump is back. Like, yo, what? You see what I'm saying? It's like we keep going through that cycle, but no matter what happens, I am recession-proof, and I know that anybody can do what I have done. So I'm going to come here and teach everybody how to do it so everyone can be recession proof. So make sure that you like and subscribe on my channel, on my Facebook, on my Instagram, everywhere I'm at. I'm always going to give you guys sauce. Okay. Understand that, ladies and gentlemen. So again, let's answer this last question right here. This is a really good question. I like this. This is a really good question. People don't understand what their credit scores are. Okay. So I'm going to tell you the credit scores that matter because you probably are way overwhelmed. We can see this question right here. I'm going to try to find this little chart that I have. Where is it at? Give me 1 second, guys. I got a little chart here. I think this is it. Yep, this is it. All right. So I'm going to put this on my slide. Try to get this up here. Give me 1 second. See if it lets me put this other slide. It might not, might. Let's see. Let's see what happens. Nope, it's not. I knew it wasn't. All right. So I'm gonna do this last slide right here and explain to you guys about credit scores because our friend here, Mr. INC, Mr. Inc., is bothered by credit scores. All right. Everyone buckle up. This is going to be very important. I'm going to give you some more sauce because I'm just all about giving you value all day, every day. Okay? All right. FICO score 8 is the most commonly used credit score. Okay? I'm going to tell you right now, it doesn't matter how many credit scores there are out there. The lender must adapt to it, meaning a lot of lenders have to use it. Credit Karma is not your credit score. It is Advantage 3.0. It is completely different algorithm. It doesn't matter, okay? Very few of them, okay? Very few lenders, far and few in between, will use a Vantage credit score. Now, FICO 8 is the most commonly used. So if you want to apply for a car loan, they're going to look at your FICO Auto Score 8 or your FICO Auto Score 9, okay? Again, for auto loans, they're going to look at your FICO Auto Score 8 or your FICO Auto Score 9, okay? Now, if you want to apply for a credit card, all right, they're going to look at your FICO Bank Card Score 8 or your FICO Bank Card Score 9, okay, ladies and gentlemen? Let's be really clear on that. Now, if you want to apply for a mortgage, they're going to look at your FICO 2, 4, and 5 for mortgages, okay? This is what they call a tri-merge. They're going to try to merge all these into one report. Or it could just be a FICO 2, or it could be just a FICO 5 or a FICO 4 for mortgages. All right? These are the only credit scores that matter, okay? Understand that, ladies and gentlemen. These are the only credit scores that matter. Lenders don't care about anything else. Now, there's people out there talking about, oh, FICO 10T is on the way. Everyone's going to start using it. No, they're not. No, they're not. The economy's in the tanks right now. Auto lenders are not selling cars. Credit card companies are declining more people than we've ever seen before. They're not going to use a FICO score that is not beneficial to the bank. Beneficial to the bank means that it will get them more loans. It will get them more credit card signups, okay? So I'm going to tell you where you can find all these scores for $1 on a 14-day trial, okay? Everywhere else, you have to pay $39.99 a month. Some of them are $49.99 a month, $59.99 a month. My Score IQ, I talk about it all the time because it's very important to understand this is the only place where you can get all these scores for $1 on on a 14-day trial is My Score IQ, okay? So again, it's My Score IQ right here. I'm gonna put it in the comment section. If you comment score on Facebook or scores, it will also send it to you. I'm gonna drop it in the comment section again. It's also going to be in the video description. All of these scores for $1 on a 14-day trial. Once you sign up for My Score IQ, you go to the credit reports page. Then you scroll down below your personal information, meaning your names and your addresses. That's where you will see those FICO industry-specific credit scores. These are called industry-specific credit scores. FICO Auto Score 8, that's the auto industry. FICO Bank Card Score 8, that's the bank credit card industry. The FICO 2, 4, and 5 for mortgages, that's the mortgage industry. Only scores that matter are industry-specific scores. Your free credit score that Credit Karma gives you, it's trash. Free credit score that Experian gives you, it's trash. I know it sounds crazy, right? Experian gives me a trash credit score? Yes, because it's the top score. It's a general score. It's not industry-specific. Experian is giving you a free credit score because they want to sell your data. Every time you sign up, you're giving them access to all of your data. Now, if you do their Equifax, their Experian Boost, they're getting into your bank account and you're giving them access to your bank account. Now they're selling all that data also. Okay, you see that's crazy, right? So yeah, I want everyone to be aware to keep yourself safe. Don't go anywhere for your free credit score because it's free for a reason, because you are the product. These are the only scores that matter right here. Pause the video, screenshot it. Okay, I'm gonna leave it up here for a minute so you can get it, because these are the only credit scores that matter to lenders. Okay. Everyone, make sure to turn on your notifications. I got something big that's going to happen on Sunday. I'll probably drop some type of notification on it on Saturday, which is tomorrow. You guys want to tune in for this one? It's going to be a huge one, okay? I greatly appreciate everyone that's come to the live, that's come and joined, interacted. Without you, none of this is possible, so I just want to tell you thank you from the bottom of my heart. I just want you guys to know I'm here for you guys every single day. I show up consistently. You always know that. Okay, so if you ever need anything, don't hesitate to reach out. Okay. So yeah. These comments is crazy. The comments are crazy. I want to tell everybody thank you again for coming to the live. Stay tuned for Sunday. Got something big happening on Sunday. You don't want to miss it. Set your notifications, your little bell on. You're gonna want to see this. It's gonna be a wild day on Sunday. So thank you, everyone who came to the live. Catch you guys on the flip side.